You talk about chunks, so you see chunks of blue.
I do see chunks of blue. Ancestry composition. Find out what you're made of. 25% of your DNA. 25%. Your DNA suggests you are 25% Nigerian with ancestry from 11 other populations. Now, they're going to give you a breakdown.
All right.
Okay.
That's a nice chunk, 25%. That's a quarter right there.
Now I don't know why they're offering both paternal. You only should have a maternal haplogroup. Let's see. Hey. Please stop it.
Yeah, let's get it over to haplogroup and see what that's about.
Miriam.
Okay.
Miriam, welcome to you. Your results are in. View your results. Judah, come back this way.
Cherry, stop throwing rocks.
See what you. Whoa! Come here, Judah. Come here.
Yes.
Okay. Judah, wait a minute. What
Hold on,
you doing?
you two, come
hey,
here.
Hey, where you guys going, man? Y'all, we're doing a DNA reveal right now. We're trying to. Yes, we're doing a DNA reveal for mommy. Okay. Hey, come back, kids. Come back. I think you're Bantu. I think you come from back to back. I didn't see that as a fact yet. You are Miriam Yah. You are 69% sub-Saharan African. 57.1% West African. As we already stated, 25% Nigerian. 12.2% Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leone. 5.4% of Senegambian and Ghanaian. 14.5% broadly West African. Congolese and Southern East African, 8.4%. Poland and Congolese, 6.9%. Broadly Congolese, and 1.5%. You have 0.2% hunter-gatherer, broadly sub-Saharan African. So that's all your West or sub-Saharan African breakdowns, okay?
Okay.
So again, let's recap that. I think you're about 57% total sub-Saharan African. Okay. Let me just go back and double check.
Oh my God.
Sorry. You know, I do think your sub-Saharan African is a little low though. You only got 69.4% sub-Saharan African. I think that's a little low for a lady. But now let's look on. You have. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time.
Don't be playing with that.
Miriam, welcome to you. The 23andMe results for Miriam Yah are in. A world of DNA discovery is waiting. View your reports. Let's do it. So let me just do this. We already went over your African breakdowns. I'm gonna look percentages, and then. But she got something tied around her ankle, man. Let me see this. Back to your ancestry reports. All reports. Homie. You good, homie. You damn near 70% sub-Saharan African.
Okay, for sure.
You good, homie. Nice you good, homie. Just chill. Okay, Shebrew. Now, you got a lot of heathen in you. 28.7% European.
Jasmine was talking about like, oh, why'd you come back like 30% European? I was like, shut up.
So I'm gonna tell you like this. British and the Irish had a lot to do with your ancestry, okay?
Yeah, I knew that.
15%. All right, so we let's see if you got any. 1.4% Native American.
Okay.
All right, so now we're real DNA people, so we're not really about these percentages. What we're gonna do for Miriam Yar right now is go to her haplogroup report and share with her haplogroup, which will say where her mom's line is from directly. Is her mom's line directly from Africa or directly from Europe or somewhere else?
Stop.
These percentages is probably almost a given that her mom's line will be from Africa, which means that Miriam will pass down the genetics from the motherland to her children if she is indeed directly from Africa. So let's look at her haplogroup report and inform her if I can find it. 1 second. I think it's gonna be in the scientist.
Stop messing with those.
All right, now for the real deal, let's show Miriam her maternal. Okay, all right. So Miriam, they actually provide you with a emphasis on your paternal and your maternal. Let's see what they say about your paternal. I don't know how they. Paternal haplogroup. You descend from a long line of men that can be traced back to Eastern Africa
Hey now.
over 275,000 years ago.
Hey now.
Whoa, Miriam. Connect with your father or brother to trace your ancient paternal line. Okay?
Okay, that's how it works.
Paternal haplogroups are defined by sets of genetic variants on the Y chromosome. Although women inherit roughly 50% of their DNA from their fathers, they do not inherit Y chromosomes, and as a result do not have paternal haplogroups. Your recent ancestry from both your father and your mother is explored in your Ancestry composition report, which analyzes DNA you inherited from both sides of your family. Praise the Most High. I'm glad to know that. Okay.
Okay.
So they can't tell you exactly what haplogroup your father's from. The haplogroup that your mother's from. Maternal haplogroup. You descend from a long line of women that can be traced back to Europe. Just joking.
Oh my God!
Just joking. You can do, Miriam.
I cannot. I just feel completely condemned to damnation for like 2 seconds. Stop.
You descend from a long line of women that can be traced back to Eastern Africa.
Whoa.
Over 150,000 years ago.
Whoa.
These are the women of your maternal line, and your maternal haplogroup sheds light on their story. Miriam, your maternal haplogroup is L4B1.
L4B1, huh?
As our ancestors, yes ma'am, that's your maternal haplogroup. L4.
I'm in the L. I'm in the L.
L4. Listen. As our ancestors ventured out of Eastern Africa, now they want us to act like these their ancestors. These not everybody ancestors, okay?
Right.
I mean, if this was African ancestry, maybe they can say our ancestors. But this is 23andMe, so we know that white people don't really have these ancestors. Anyway, as our ancestors
Stop it, Judah.
ventured out of Eastern Africa, because black people came from Eastern Africa. We don't know where white people came from.
Right.
They branched off in diverse groups that crossed and recrossed the globe over tens of thousands of years. Some of their migrations can be traced through haplogroups, families of lineages that descend from a common ancestor. Your maternal haplogroup can reveal the path followed by the women of your maternal line. Okay, so let's look at your migration. generation L. It is older than 180,000 years.
Hey now.
If every person living today, now you're alive today, you can, but everybody living today cannot. But if every person living today could trace his or her maternal line back over thousands of generations, all of our lines would meet at a single woman who lived in Eastern Africa between 150,000, 200,000 years ago. Though she was one of perhaps thousands of women alive at the time, only the diverse branches of her haplogroup have survived to today. The story of your maternal line begins with her. So you're special. You're amongst
Stop it, boy.
You're amongst a group that can trace their lineage to the first woman who was alive over 180,000 years ago. Everybody can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Praise the Most High. Congratulations, you can do that. Your branch of L is haplogroup L4, which diverged from the rest between 70,000 and 80,000 years ago. The women who gave rise to haplogroup L4 likely lived in northeastern Africa.
Shut your mouth.
Near the Red Sea. One of them Hebrew women who they said
Hebrew strong.
kill their babies in Egypt and then wipe them off.
Oh my goodness.
You survived. Haplogroup L4B is one of the two major branches of L4 that remain widespread in northeastern Africa today.
Wow.
L4B traces back to a woman who lived early on in the history of L4, nearly 77,000 years ago. Her descendants are most common in Ethiopia and Tanzania.
Oh my gosh!
Especially among the Hadnaza and the Sadawi. Despite the age of the haplogroup, however, women belonging to L4B appear to have joined those groups only within the last 5,000 years or so. Right. Members of L4B can also be found north all the way to Egypt. And west into the Central African rainforest.
Oh my goodness.
Hallelujah. Girl, you're very rich heritage, my dear. Your maternal haplogroup L4B1 traces back to a woman who lived less than 77,000 years ago. Okay? All right.
Oh
so you're pretty special.
That's crazy.
You're pretty high shit, and if you want to look at some reports and some journals and writings, if you will, specifically upon your haplogroup or the people in your haplogroup, which is the Bantu people, okay? You're Hebrew.
Right.
You're Hebrew. All right, enough of the bullshit. My wife is on to the next one. Praise the Most High. Praise only that, y'all, man.
Oh my goodness.